Now, I have noticed, I think I found like 7 people that are actually camping in the winter. And a few of them did get in trouble. And that was kind of scary. And there was even a few there that didn't have proper equipment. They just figured they'd go and start a fire. And they'd be the Bushmen. I am the only guy on YouTube, and I mean it, the only guy. And I'm 61 years old, and that does this type of testing. It's not to show off on YouTube, it's because I want to. Whether it was on YouTube or not, I'd still do it. I mean, I don't want to start a fire. I don't. I don't want to deal with it. I know how. I mean, I've done them for years. But to me, anything like that is dangerous and mistakes can happen. And if you depend on a fire, then you're in trouble. I'm the type of guy that depends on my gear, where a fire would be last if I had to. I carry ferro rods. I carry a small fire kit. I even carry a really specialized sewing kit I made a video on. And it's all the best of the best in it. The best thread, the best needles, because there's not a kit out there you can buy that is made properly. And having holes in your clothes and stuff when you're out in the bush is not a good thing. Now, the other reason I don't light fires is because if shit hit the fan and I did have to go into hiding, I don't want people seeing me. Thus the reason for my woodland camel tarp, which is 15 by 15. And I want a lot of room in here. Okay, if I'm working and doing woodworking stuff and whittling and stuff like that, I want a lot of room. Especially if I can't go outside and I have to stay inside the tarp. This thing is huge. And I really like that. Now, this is not cheap. I mean, when you get into 1550 with AquaQuest, I think it's pretty close to $300. And it's not there's cheaper tarps out there, believe me. If you don't care if it's camo, you can get in the tarps that are like 30-40 bucks. You really can. There are lighter tarps, and Cuban fiber, DCF I think it's called, but they're very expensive. You can get a humongous tarp like this in Cuban fiber, but you're looking at around $700. That's a lot of money, and it's not camoed. See, the selling point to this with me is camo. The selling point to a Cuban fiber tarp is weight. You figure this is 4 pounds, a Cuban fiber tarp is under a pound, so you're shaving 3 pounds off your back just like that. There is another material out there that I noticed. It's also light, and there's only one guy that makes it, and he didn't have any in stock, so obviously as fast as he makes them is as fast as they go. He's hand making them. So there are so many different varieties when it comes to a tarp. Now, I wanted space, and I wanted woodland camo. Boom, 4 pounds. And that's what I got. Now, at the same time, I have to be able, and this is a square type, I have to be able to make different variations with the tarp. Like, for example, this one here with the small opening in the hole. There's also another one I want to make, which is like a teepee, and seals it right up, is what it does. The other one is your basic teepee, but 2 different styles I want to make. And also a teepee that you go higher, where you're standing up underneath it, sitting in a chair, cooking, relaxing, kicking back. And this tarp does meet all of them. Now, any tarp will, 10 by 10 or any of them. But, again, like I said, I wanted space. I don't want to worry about rain going sideways. I don't want to worry about my stuff getting wet. I don't like wet stuff. I hate it with a passion. So this is kind of like why I went with this thing. Now, my Thermarest pad, like I said, it's an R7. I even have one that's an R8. You look at your R rating. This one has feathers inside, and then you blow it up. It's I think it's 4 inches, and if not, it's 3.5, one or the other. I'm not touching the ground laying sideways whatsoever. This is very, very important because if I feel any cold coming through the bottom of this thing into my legs, we have a problem, which means something else has to go underneath the tarp. Underneath the pad, I mean. The pad is sitting on tie back. Very small tie back. That's just to keep the pad from getting dirty. It weighs nothing whatsoever. Some people will use that shrink stuff, polymer or whatever it's called, you put on windows and then you shrink it with a blow dryer. Some people will use that to lay down and then put the pad on top. It's just to prevent things from getting dirty. It has no insulation value, whatever. Now, if I get a Thermarest roll-up foam pad, which I have a couple, then you would lay that down, lay the pad on top, and it would give you another layer of R rating if you wanted it, is what it is. So, my bed is a very, very complicated system. Thermarest pad, I don't know, $250. I don't know the exact price. I bought it so long ago. Western Mountaineering sleeping bag. Go check out the company. They are the best of the best when it comes to sleeping bags. You are going to spend anywhere from $700 to $1,000. My sleeping bag is overfilled, which was requested when I ordered it, so they overfilled it, adding more feathers to it. The more feathers, the warmer. And I had noticed the last time I did this test that I only had a pair of merino wool finger gloves on, and my hands were extremely cold. Okay, now I've got these World War II U.S. Army gloves on, which are in good condition, with wool gloves inside. Okay. I bought these off eBay. I talked about them and even gave a link to the company if they still got them, is what I did. I have some feathered down booties on, which are keeping my feet warm, which feel really good. Now, if I ever notice my feet getting cold, I will go and invest in a good $100 pair that's handmade instead of some China pair. But they seem to be working. So, staying warm is very, very important. And I feel great. My hands feel great, my head, my feet, everything feel great. Now, my water, I have water in case I want to make a coffee. I got that in the bottom of my sleeping bag. That's where it is. When I stop recording, for example, my camera, my lights, anything that's electronics will also go inside my sleeping bag until I record again, keeping all this stuff as warm as possible. And that is very important. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there is fog coming out of my mouth because of how cold it is. So, but I'm not cold. I don't think. My fingers are a little cold right now. What about this one? Now this one's pretty warm. So I'll take them out of the thumb, out of the finger hole, and make a fist and just kind of keep them together. My fingers are a tiny bit cold. And that's what you do when you sleep in cold weather. You don't sit back and say, well, they're a little bit cold, I'm fine. No, that's not what you do. You literally, if you feel a little bit cold, that means it's not going to be much longer until you're really cold. So you have to make sure that, yeah, now they're warming up. You can feel them warming up because I don't have them inside the fingers. That's what's nice about these gloves. You can pull them out of the finger holes like the thumb and the finger there and put them in the other side. And, yeah, they start to warm up pretty good. Now, there's some weight to these gloves. They're not like super light or anything. But I don't claim to be an ultralight person. I do check weights all the time. And I do try to save weights anywhere I can. But if there's something I want, like for example, if I want room inside a tarp, I don't care about the weight. 4 pounds, I'll take it. And I love all the configurations. Now, gloves are heavy. They weren't expensive. 25, 30 bucks, I can't remember. And no, I'll take the weight. I don't care. You know, comfort, warmness, heat. And it depends. Some meals, like I like ravioli. Sometimes I'll bring a couple can of raviolis, and I'll take the weight. I don't care. So it all depends on each individual. You know, you see people out there with 10-pound packs, and I'm like, you're crazy. It's mostly garbage bags inside that pack. Now, if they want to do that, that's fine. I mean, I don't know the point to it, but when I go out camping, I like to enjoy myself. You know, it's more than just enduring the weather. It's also enjoying myself. I take a chair that weighs almost 3 pounds, and I have other chairs that weigh a pound, but the problem with those chairs is, and I have the really expensive ones, is to get out of them, you literally can't stand up, especially when you get my age. Your knees just won't do it. You end up rolling out of the chair. Well, if it's muddy, it's soaking wet, that's no fun. You know, that's nothing fun about that at all. The chair I have is I can stand up like a regular chair. So that's what's really nice. And I think I'll end it here for part 2, but I want to talk about something else here in part 3.